And what I'd like to talk to you about, Sam, is the Championship Golden Boot, because a few of the front runners were in action and scoring at the weekend. To be fair, you were ahead of the curve on Madger. I'll give you that one. And he's got another one on 6 goals. West Brom. You left me open for the 1-0 Carlos Corberan West Brom win in the predictions, and West Brom stay top of the table. Madger banging the goals in, and I know Sam's pretty high on that as a possible answer to the question I'm going to lead him to here. Duncan Watmore, again, is just having a brilliant time. It was QPR 1, Millwall 1, and Watmore got the opening goal in that one. He's absolutely on fire. Gus Harmer, I'm not sure he goes into the conversation as top scorer simply because of where he plays, but what a player. What a cheat code. What a free kick. Maybe we'll come on to that for Worldie of the Week. He's tied on 4 with Mark Harris, Sam, who we've been very big on, but big miss by Mark Harris. Maybe he just got his approach running in on that one as the ball flies across the box and he couldn't stick it into the open net. In the Liam Manning derby, which was won 2-1 by Bristol City in the end. Ohashi for Blackburn. Now, Blackburn did give the Championship the top scorer last season, and they seem to have a great finisher in Ohashi. But that was a shutout, 0-0, and a very physical game, which I'll get Sam's take on. So firstly, Sam, given that with the parachute teams, you've already mentioned Morrison, Adebayo not firing. Sheffield United, Harmer seems to be the main man. Leeds, I think they're going to share them around, the 3 off the front. I don't think Joseph's going to get 20, 25, is he? I don't know. You tell me. Burnley as well. Traditionally, last time under Company, all the goals came from wide players. So what is your take, Sam, on the top scorer race? And I'd love to just hear you on Hamer, Liam Manning, and Osmajic, and a bit of, we think, bad behaviour in the Northwest Derby. Sorry,
yeah,
no, I mean, at you at once, mate.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, no, I just think, obviously I'm going to highlight Madger because we've been quite, big on him since the start of the season. I love a striker that is so accomplished at finishing one touch, and I think all his goals, maybe bar one, have just been one touch finishes, and there's just that degree of confidence about him now, and I think me watching them as well, that he's going to finish every time he gets presentable opportunities. So I'm a big fan of his. Again, I think, West Brom needed that striker so badly. But, yeah, he started brilliantly. Whether he can avoid injury and, remain in the form that he's in, we'll have to wait and see. Who else would I earmark? The 2 lads at Luton, I wouldn't rule out at this stage if we're talking about out-and-out strikers. I don't think much has changed. We're going to come on to Middlesbrough in a minute, but I think you have to say Latte Lath, considering the kind of run that he went on the back end of last season as an out-and-out striker. He would still be in my thought process.
That's going to need to flip 180 form-wise, though, Sam, isn't it?
It is, and in the aftermath of what Norwich did at the weekend, I know he didn't score, but Josh Sargent, I think, is a surefire.
Good shout.
Striker who should be able to get 15 in a good side. Someone just come in with that now, Robert Fenn on the chat. So yeah, I think he's a good shout. And then you've got a few curveballs, haven't you? The boys that are up there at the moment. Hadji Wright was my one pre-season.
Yeah, it's not a bad shout.
Obviously they didn't go with him or Sims, I don't think, down the middle on Saturday. So I think it's obviously down to the manager. I'd like to see him get a run down the middle, Hadji Wright, at some point, whether he's got that real clinical element or if he's better coming off the side and maybe scoring the ones that are harder maybe than the ones that some of the ones that he misses. We'll have to wait and see. But I still think Hadji Wright was my shout pre-season. I'd still like to see what Coventry looked like, in the winter and by spring. And then there's all the other curveballs, isn't there, like Watmore and Hamer. And I mean, Harris is having an unbelievable start, isn't he? And I actually really like the movement for his chance. He's going
to play all the games and they're going to play through him. And with Smodics, it wasn't a player who was at the top of the league last year, was it?
No, but I'd find it difficult to predict that Oxford are going to create enough chances over the season for Harris to be, around the 15 goal mark probably. But his movement was really good. Little movement towards the near post. It just took that Bristol City defender a yard or two out of position, and then so that was perfect. And he just didn't connect on his left foot. But Harris a really good outside shout in that regard. What else did you want me to speak about? Osmajic. I mean,
yeah, what's going on there, mate?
Less of a game, wasn't it? From the outset, really. I think there was 13 attempts across the whole game, which kind of tells you a bit of a story. It was more about the, I think the diligent organisation probably of Preston when they went down to 10. I think Heckingbottom certainly got that fighting spirit in the side straight away in the organisation. The things you would have anticipated him trying to improve on, and that was the necessity down to 10 men in a derby match the other day. They have to improve going the other way. I mean, they're still a tough watch in that regard. Emil Rees is having as poor a period he's probably ever had in a North End shirt. So how you get the best out of him? I saw a few people talking about the defensive midfield players really been the standouts, McCann in particular. So they got to try and flip that, because at the moment, I think they've only scored 3 Preston. They're certainly well down there in terms of chance creation, touches in the box. They're not looking threatening.
Three goals, Sam. Only Cardiff have scored fewer.
There you go. Yeah. And I mean, in the main incident, I don't think the Blackburn player, Beck, have I got that right?
He's on loan from Liverpool, is he?
I don't think he can have too many complaints, because it's basically him saying, I was just trying to kick the ball away from Dwayne Holmes. It was a little bit forceful. It's his word, really, isn't it? If he says he was just trying to kick the ball, then you have a little bit of sympathy for him. I thought he was probably trying to leave a little bit on the Preston midfielder. So therefore, I don't think he can have too many complaints. And then what comes next is just absolute mayhem. I mean, we've not really seen the like. I'm sure there's sporadic incidents of that over the years, but it was the aggression and the
he lost it.
The length of it. The length of it that he was with the Blackburn player was just incredible. Obviously, the cameras captured it. He's not going to have a leg to stand on, is he? So I presume there's going to be a decent length ban incoming, and can't have any complaints. And with them struggling in that position, that's just another headache for Paul Heckingbottom. But I think on the balance, you just don't want to lose that game, do you? Especially this stage of the season when it's and Blackburn are showing a bit of a new resilience. It would be, wrong of me not to say this is a game that Blackburn could have quite easily even lost 11v10 when they had a bit of a soft underbelly. That's not evident to me at the moment, because that's the change in mentality that John Eustace brings to his squad.
Just to close this out, Sam, I just got the market up for you. Madja favourite 8-1 now. Latte Laugh still popular 9-1. Hadji Wright 10-1. So a couple of your shouts are in there. Matteo Joseph, I guess on the basis Leeds are going to make loads of chances, and he's got the shirt. Josh Sargent, you mentioned. Kiefer Moore came in the chat as well. What we'll probably do, guys, we'll clip that one out, get in the YouTube comments, and let us know who your golden boot shout is. If you think we're being wise after the event, Sam was on Madja after about week 1. I know he got the hat trick early doors, but we have discussed this at length.